I think part of the issue, and this is an issue with live coverage that we're going to see throughout the whole year because we saw this last year, FPO and MPO need to be separate streams.
Yeah, it's too crowded.
Period. Well, they're trying to tell two different storylines, and you as the viewer are trying to watch two different storylines in one stream. I understand what they're doing. They're
hedging their viewers.
Yeah, they're getting more viewers for FPO. Great idea, but what they're missing out on is, let's say that FPO teed off in the morning like they used to, okay? And the FPO lead card coverage started at 10 a.m., whatever it is. And there's 5,000 people watching it, okay? Cool, 5,000 people. And then MPO tees off at 2. And there's 11,000 people watching it. Okay? Then they're like, well, what if we just merged them? And then there's 11,000 people watching FPO. We just added 6,000 viewers. Mm-hmm. But what they're missing is those 6,000 viewers, a percentage of them will be like, oh, sick, FPO coverage too. I get to watch it. Another percentage of them is going to be like, I'm here to watch MPO, and now I'm getting interrupted by FPO coverage. Right. And they'll get annoyed by it. And so in my personal opinion, and that's all this is an opinion, I think that by putting both of them together, you're actually hurting FPO. Because I think that, and it seems like it sometimes too, because the way that FPO tees off, it's later in the MPO round. Mm-hmm. And so MPO is coming down the stretch, things are getting close, whatever it is. Yeah. And then you have to cut back to FPO. It almost seems like FPO is like a interruption or afterthought in that moment.
Right.
Whereas if they're in their own broadcast, they're the star of the show.
Yeah,
it might not be viewed as much, but
that's viewed by people who want to view it.
Exactly, and that just speaks to we need to grow the FPO side of our sport.
And I think you're going to
you shouldn't force someone to watch it.
Yeah, you're going to get a way bigger idea of FPO demographics and statistics with viewership if you keep them separate too.
Yeah, and I think that it's too confusing for the switcher. It's too confusing for us as the viewer, because like the switcher, there's going to be moments where someone's storming from chase card on MPO. You have MPO lead card, storming down. You have the hot rounds coming off of MPO third card, and then you have FPO lead card teeing off, and you have FPO chase card, someone storming. How are you supposed to get all of that together? Because it's two fully, completely different fields.
Even when you have the cameras, there's still only one television screen for somebody to watch.
Exactly.
On. So yeah, you're right.
And they'll be able to do. They proved it. Saturday they didn't really use this at all. Sunday they did some of like. Now this happened moments ago over on hole 7.
Yeah.
That's what you need to see a lot of on live.
Yeah.
Because that's what gives live the biggest advantage, other than the fact that you're watching it live and you're emotionally invested in something that's happening right now. Live can cover a lot more golf. Because, you can just jump back and forth between this happened moments ago on hole whatever. And what that also does for them, being clearly under camera staffed or under whatever staffed, is right now, the second FPO tees off, you have to now pull half the cameras or whatever it is from the MPO field to go cover FPO. Mm-hmm. And so then you have half the cameras on both FPO and MPO. If they were two completely separate broadcasts and you could time it out, now you have the full camera crew and FPO. You can cover 3 cards of that or whatever during live. And you have the full camera crew on MPO, and you can do that. I just have a hard time seeing the benefit in this collaborated stream besides just numbers. Yeah. If all we're looking at is viewership numbers of FPO, then sure. But when we look at what I think it's actually going to end up doing to FPO, I personally think that it's hurting them, because I think that you can read the comments on YouTube. I remember it last year. Every time FPO jumped in, it was so toxic. The comments were just, where's MPO? Where's MPO? Where's blah, 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 blah. And to where like the Pro Tour person was responding. Remember that? Mm-hmm. It was like getting sassy with the viewers, and it was horrible.
Yeah.
They're annoying their audience by basically having FPO cut in, because there's a group of people that just doesn't want to watch FPO.
Yeah.
And you're making them consume a product they don't want. Versus if it was a separate thing, yeah, the viewership for FPO would go down, but it's all the focus is going to be on FPO. Everyone that's there is going to want to watch FPO, support FPO, and you're not going to have to worry about all those spam comments. You know what I'm saying?